Looks like everyone has quieted down. Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Dan. I'd like to call the Forest Preserve District of Will County's Operation Committee meeting to order at 9:02 a.m. Lisa Lukasevich, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? All right, roll call, please, Lisa.
Dean Schlottman. Here. Balich. Here. Williams. Here. Coleman. Freeman. Present. Berkowitz. Trainier. Present. Pretzel. Van Dyne.
Present.
Treasurer Newquist. Here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 present. We do have a quorum.
Yeah. 5, 6, 7.
Sounds good.
9.
All right, we have approval of minutes. First, the executive session minutes of October 5th, 2022. Looking for a motion to postpone. Roll call, please.
Dean Schlottman. Yes. Balich. Yes. Williams. Yes. Coleman. Freeman. Yes. Berkowitz. Yes. Trainier. Yes. Pretzel. Van Dyne.
Yes.
Approved postponement.
Motion carries. Looking for a motion to approve the minutes of March 2nd, 2023. Is there a previous? Thank you. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion will carry. Is there any old business to be brought forward to the committee today, this morning? No? All right, moving on to new business. Award of contract in the amount of $66,204 to Echo Clean Maintenance Incorporated of Chicago, Illinois for janitorial services at Isle of LaCache Museum, Sugar Creek Administration Center, Operations and Law Enforcement Facility, Four Rivers Environmental Education Center, Hidden Oaks Nature Center / Hidden Lakes Bait Shop for a 1-year term beginning May 1st, 2023. Is there any discussion? Questions? Previous roll? Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Number 2, award a contract in the amount of $241,530.50 to PT Farrell Construction of Joliet for the Rock Run Greenway Trail Theodore drainage improvements. Thank you. Any discussion? Roll call, or can we add her to the list? You want a roll call? Okay. Scratch the previous roll. Can I have a roll call, please?
Dean Schlottman. Yes. Balich. Yes. Williams. Yes. Coleman. Yes. Freeman. Yes. Berkowitz. Yes. Trainier. Yes. Pretzel. Van Dyne.
Yes.
We have 8. Passes.
8 affirmative. Motion carries. Number 3, award a contract in the amount of $74,725.24 to John Deere and Company of Cary, North Carolina for the purchase of 3 2023 John Deere diesel mowers and 2 John Deere Gators using Sourcewell contract number 031121-DAC. I believe we can do a previous roll. Can we get it? Can we get a second, and then I'll,
Yep.
thank you, Jackie. Questions and concerns, Micah Freeman?
I'm just curious, are any of these electric?
No, none of them are. We did look for electric powered vehicles. There was one available. Excuse me, it's not through the state bid and it's double the amount of one of the mowers. And it's by a brand that is not currently used by the Forest Preserve District.
All right, thank you.
Jackie?
I would just say to my fellow board member and other board members that vehicles in general are almost impossible to obtain right now. The cooperative purchasing programs like Sourcewell, like CMS with the state, they have virtually no vehicles available. And when you do order one, as I did over 9 months ago, I'm still waiting, and I don't really expect this vehicle to appear before Christmas, which would make it an 18-month wait. And it wasn't anything fancy. It was just an E-Transit van that was electric. There's just nothing out there.
We're experiencing the same thing on several of our vehicles.
All right, thank you, Jackie. Hi, Steve. Good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to point out to everybody that I know a lot of guys in the construction industry, and they won't buy any electric stuff because it runs out of juice. And it costs way more money than the other kind of vehicles. And Jackie's right, it's a big weight for everything. But if we're going to start looking for changing over to a more greener type of energy, we should be looking at natural gas or hydrogen. You know, not something that's based on solar, because they need coal to make the solar, or nuclear. You know, so by the time you're done, not only does the equipment cost more money, the damage to the Mother Earth is so much more, because to get the lithium batteries, you got to strip mine. And there's big miles of holes in the ground. And it takes up how much space to dig all that junk out. So I'm just saying, you know, like everyone talks about electric, that's the new phase, but there's better, much better sources like natural gas or hydrogen.
Thank
One-
you.
I was just going to say, one of the concerns that we have is, as I mentioned, we were able to find one mower that was battery powered. It had a smaller deck, but it only had a 2-acre mowing capability. So for us, that just wouldn't work. And it took 12 hours to charge, so. Yeah.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Ralph. Dan?
Yeah, well, that, I guess, kind of answered my question. I just wanted to make sure that we had a plan that when purchasing electric vehicles or machinery, that it was going to be cost effective, not only to run it, but to maintain it. And especially with the vehicles, I wouldn't expect that we would go that way until there was a commercial market developed enough to where it was proven to be, you know, economical and, you know, sustainable. Thanks.
Thank you, Dan. Jackie?
I would just add, on the most recent CMS, that's the state bid system, they sent out their thing with the new vehicles that you can order. You can't get them, but you can order them. There was a slew of pickup trucks on there, all electric. Pickup trucks, I think there was even a dump truck, but there was, I wasn't interested in what they were promoting, but they were all electric, and that was really surprising. And these were like heavy-duty vehicles.
So you didn't need a dump truck at the time?
And no, we dumped our highway department.
All right. Any other comments or questions for number 3? All right, we do have a second on the previous roll, so all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion will carry. Number 4, approval of resolution number 23-04, recognizing April 22nd, 2023 as Earth Day. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, we had a discussion, I believe, last month. A gentleman had came in and talked about this item here. It's a tree trimming request from Lamar Advertising. And I would like to pass this over to Ralph Schultz and have him give us a background of some information for us so we can move forward. Good morning, Ralph.
Good morning, thank you. As Chair Van Dyne indicated last month during our board meeting, there was a public comment regarding tree trimming along the Joliet Junction Trail. A tree is partially blocking a billboard that is owned and maintained by Lamar Advertising. Prior to that public comment, the individual, Lamar Advertising, had reached out to the Forest Preserve District staff and was told that we do not trim trees for private property unless there is a pending concern with regard to that tree. So what we do is we look at trees and their individual characteristics, their health, their structure, and whether they pose a danger to Forest Preserve visitors or Forest Preserve facilities. We do not take into account private property when we make those assessments. So our past practice has been to deny those types of requests. And so when a second request was made to me specifically, I reiterated that position to the individual and denied the request to remove the tree. During that time, it was noted that the tree is not a native tree. That is correct. It's a Siberian elm. Siberian elms were brought into this country in the 1860s, you can guess, from Asia. And they were brought in as to use as windbreaks. And they were brought in specifically into the Midwest and into the Upper Plains. They have since spread to every state in the United States. Again, it is not native, but it is not considered an invasive species by the state of Illinois. So there are a lot of non-native trees throughout our forest preserves, throughout all of our landscapes within our region, both that have been imported or have been hybridized by the landscape industry. So staff's position is to maintain our past practice, and we would recommend that we continue to deny these requests. However, we wanted to have the discussion here, open it up to the committee members to see if we needed to change our position in any way.
All right, thanks for that description and background. Is there any questions or concerns or comments from anyone from the committee? Good morning, Julie.
Good morning, Joe. Thank you. Ralph, I concur with your position. If we were to agree to do this, we set a precedent. We will have property owners throughout the Forest Preserve system coming to us, asking us to take on this expense. So I support this policy. I believe it is the responsible thing to do, not only for the taxpayer, but also to preserve our mission. We can't go around just chopping down every tree that somebody objects to. We have to have a set policy. So I do support this policy, and I think it's effective on many different levels. Especially, it sets those boundaries also for our staff to not take on any undue burdens or unnecessary burdens in the future. So thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Ralph, I have a question. I think I remember last month the gentleman for Lamar Advertising mentioned that they would be willing to take the cost burden of the tree. Is that true? So I just wanted to be clear that I don't believe the Forest Preserve is going to be responsible for the labor or the cost in this particular instance.
In this particular instance, you are correct. They offered to pay for the tree removal or tree trimming.
Can I add an additional point in direct response to that?
Sure.
I served on our homeowners association for about 18 years or more. One of my responsibilities was the architectural review. I did all the architectural reviews that came before our homeowners association. Not an easy job. This included our public areas where we maintained our detention ponds and several other outdoor parcels that included our landscaping responsibilities as an association. We had that same scenario come before us. We had homeowners who wanted to add some trees in the detention pond to make their view better. We had some homeowners that came forward and said, no, we would like to remove these and we'll pay for everything. Well, as a board with the responsibility, legal and fiduciary responsibility to our homeowners, we came to the determination with our lawyers, for many reasons, that wasn't the wise thing to do, to allow anyone to come onto our land, even if they were paying for it, and provide any type of operation. So again, I would concur that it is not in our best interest to allow anyone to come onto our property and complete something like that, even if they're willing to pay for it. So that's my position.
Thank you, Julie. I have Annette and then Steve.
I just want to thank you, Joe, because that was going to be my question. If I recall that they said they would pay for it. If they paid for the trimming, who would actually do the trimming? Would it be Forest Preserve staff or somebody they hire? Or it hasn't even got to that point yet?
It hasn't gotten to that point, but typically we do not contract our.
Okay, thank you.
Steve?
I look at it like if the guy, I see the picture of it and it looks like it blocks the sign, eventually it's gonna go into the street. If the guy wants to pay to take it down, you know, cut those, then trim, he's paying, he hires somebody, we're not responsible, we're just telling him, go ahead and trim the tree. It's like when somebody's tree hangs over your roof from the guy next door. You call the cops and then force them to do it, or you just say, hey, listen, I'll pay to get it done. And the neighbor would probably say, yeah, just go ahead and pay. You don't like it, you pay to get it down. And that's kind of what are we bad neighbors? We're gonna tell the guy, block your sign, to hell with you? You know, that's how I feel. But we should just, if he wants to pay for it, God bless him. Just let him do it. It's not gonna hurt the tree. And we're lucky he doesn't do something to the tree to make the tree so it don't grow no more.
Thank you, Steve. Sherry, good morning.
Good morning. I think that if the tree does get over to the roadway, then it would become a hazard and then it'd be our responsibility. But right now, I think it's the bad precedent to set.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Butler?
Yeah, I like trees, just want to say that. But the sign was probably there a lot longer. And people pay for that sign, there's advertising on that sign, and the tree is blocking the sign now so that that advertising can't be used by that business. So I think that, you know, perhaps if the tree had been there first and then they had built the sign, you might have more of an argument, but since the sign was there and now the tree has grown in front of the sign, it seems pretty clear that, you know, we should assist this business by at least allowing them to take it down at their cost with a licensed contractor that's approved by the county or the I guess in this case it would be the county, as long as they get permitted and they're licensed and insured. I can't see how we would prevent that. Otherwise, would we just have a sign sitting up there just turning to rust, or are we gonna make them rip down the sign because no one's using it? I mean, that's my 2 cents.
Thank you. Ralph, question. I don't believe the request is to remove the entire tree. Is it just to trim a few branches?
It was an either or, so it could be just a trim.
Could be just a trim. Okay. Let's go to Mark. Good morning.
Good morning. So I just want to clarify, I'm not on this committee, so I'm just listening in today. But I agree with like Steve and Dan Butler. Are we just going to let the tree stay overgrown and block this sign so then people who are driving through town see our community and say, wow, nobody takes care of anything here. You know, the tree is overgrown, the sign is clearly blocked, At some point, the small businesses that want to use Lamar's services are not going to be able to advertise on that billboard. It seems like it's at that point now. I understand we don't want to set a precedent where we just go and do whatever anybody asks of us, but in this case, they're willing to pay for it. It's really preventing their business that relies on the visual, people being able to see their billboard. So I would encourage everyone to consider letting this man or this company pay to remove the tree so they can successfully advertise and we don't have a rusted out piece of metal sticking up in our community, making, it ugly. It's plain and simple.
So if the committee decided that they wanted the Forest Preserve to oblige Lamar Advertising, would the Forest Preserve be in charge of deciding what limbs to remove and be basically the general contractor and not allow them to remove the entire tree if that's not necessary?
Yes, that is correct. What we would do is we would require a certified arborist to be hired, licensed and insured. They would have to provide the certificates of insurance, both Lamar Advertising and the contractor, to the Forest Preserve District, and we would do so under what we call a special use permit.
All right, that may help the committee. I have Micah, and then I'll go to Judy, and then if no other comments from new members, I'll go back to Julie. So, Micah?
Thank you. I'm curious from a legal standpoint, if the tree is over their property, is that limb under their jurisdiction or is it still ours? I know if it falls, it would be, just curious, legally, where that limb stands.
Under Illinois law, if a tree is encroaching on your property, you can require the other owner to trim it back, or you can do it on your own, but you cannot go onto their property to do it. So it's kind of a catch-22, but the law does say you can ask that it be trimmed back. The question is who does it and how.
So he could trim it back off of his property.
I don't think it's encroaching on his property as I understand it right now.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Good morning, Joe. So I do think, I was going to suggest what you had asked Ralph before. I think that if we had some sort of requirement that they would have to use somebody that we would approve so that we know we've worked with them before, something like that. They'll do a good job at trimming the tree and work in conjunction with us. I think it would be appropriate to, if he's willing to pay for it, for him to pay for that, to get the tree trimmed so it's not in his, blocking the sign. And, that looks like it's road easement there, possibly village, I don't know if we would own it or the village of Joliet, but I would support that. That would make sense.
Thank you. Jackie? I'm sorry. Yeah, Jackie, did you speak on this already? I don't think you did. Jackie, then Sherry.
I would say I agree with Mark. This is going to look like a blighted area if nobody ever buys that space because the tree is in front of it. So I would make a motion to have our staff work with Lamar to trim this tree. And I'm making that motion.
I'll second it. Fowler second.
Are they on the committee? Okay.
Right. Just trim, not remove.
Okay, I do have a motion and I do have a second. Let's continue discussion. So the discussion now is whether we allow the Forest Preserve to discuss a contract with Lamar Advertising to trim the tree. Sherry, sorry, I can't
That's
see you
okay.
over there.
I have a question. So let's just say that we decide that they can't trim the tree. Could they sue us for restraint of trade, Lamar Advertising, I mean? And if so, would they win? That's my question.
Okay, thanks for putting me on the spot. Can they sue us? Yes, anybody can sue anybody. Okay, can they win? I don't believe so. Okay, they have their sign up. This is a natural vegetation. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure exactly what would be involved in terms of property rights in terms of sight lines and view. I don't believe that they would be successful, but I haven't researched that issue. Sure.
And it would help if you raise your hand. Sometimes we don't use this system and you can't really see the lights. So I see Julie coming up, but let's go with Mike, Meta.
Thanks, Joe. I hear what everyone's saying, and I appreciate that. When we saw the pictures of the tree and the sign, it looked like the tree was blocking a corner of the sign. And I'm going to say, I'm going to point out that, you know, some graphic design and changing the sign would suddenly make their sign and their advertising quite visible. I'm concerned about the precedent we set. I'm sure lots of people will be happy to pay for cutting out some of our trees in our forest preserves. And it's a can of worms I'm really, really concerned about opening. So regardless of who's willing to pay for it, I'm very concerned about it because lots of people with money will be happy to come and petition us to cut parts of our trees out because it's blocking something they want to see, like Julie said, the pond or whatever. So I'm really concerned about that. So I just want to make that clear with everyone. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, back to Julie, and then we'll go back to Dan.
Okay, thank you. Ralph, I've got a couple questions before I make a vote. I need to have the accurate information. A couple things were stated, that the sign was here before the tree. Do we know how old the tree is, and do we know how old the sign is?
I do not know how old the
Yeah,
sign is.
okay, so
nor do
that's
I know
not
how old-
necessarily true. And that was a very large tree, so I would suspect that tree's been there a very long time. If the staff were to go in, or somebody were to go in and trim that tree to allow full visibility of that billboard, what would that leave, what condition would the remainder of that tree be? Because I don't see the picture here and I can't remember. Would they have to remove half the tree?
I don't believe that they would, and that's where we would require that a certified arborist be involved because they can then assess the structure of the tree
Yeah,
and
because
make
that-
sure you're not
that primary trunk,
creating, right,
if
where
you-
you're not creating a hazard for the future.
okay, so you think if it was trimmed, it would leave a sufficient, I can't remember, I can't
Yeah,
see the picture.
I can't really say
So
that,
that's a
so-
concern I
right.
have, because if we go in, you might have to just.
Right.
That, I believe that's a taller,
Yes.
more of a defined trunk. So we
Yes.
could very well be talking about removing it. Oh, great, thank you. Well, this picture is very hard to tell. Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to clarify is the sign is not on our property.
Correct,
It's on an adjacent parcel,
correct.
okay? And then that parcel is near the parkway, which is public land, right?
Right, so it's immediately adjacent to the Joliet Junction Trail, which is a former railroad corridor. So we actually own to the center line of Jefferson Street. So when we talk about Parkway, it would be Jefferson Street and the right-of-way, which is operated by the state of Illinois,
Okay.
state route.
And about how far is that, the location of that billboard to their property line?
Well, actually, the billboard sits on, there's an adjacent parcel, and the billboard is within that adjacent parcel. So the adjacent parcel itself is, I'm going to roughly say, a couple of acres. And our right-of-way, the trail right-of-way, is 60 feet wide as it comes and meets Jefferson Street. So it's at least 30, 40 feet away
Okay.
from that
Who
tree.
owns that adjacent parcel?
It's privately held.
Privately owned, okay.
Yeah, it's not owned by Lamar.
Okay. All right. And then when they put up that billboard, there was, I'm assuming there was a permit.
I would actually assume when they put up that billboard, there was still an active rail line operated by the EJ&E.
Okay. It's, to me, looking at that billboard, it's huge. It seems rather large for that area, so I had, I was a little curious about why it went, and it's very close to the road. So, all right, thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Julie. Dan?
Okay, I just wanted to note that looking at that picture is from one single location and perspective, and that moving away could create more of an obstruction for the sign if you looked at it from further back. As you come, and as the tree grows even larger and it blocks more of the sign, and people drive by, and they are interested in the advertisement, then we run the risk of people trying to look over their shoulder as they're driving by to see the complete advertisement, and then create a safety risk by having the tree block the sign. So then we run into a whole different problem if we don't just keep it trim and make everything visible so it's more safer to drive and look.
All right, thank you, Dan. Janet, good morning.
Hi, I guess I should give some information on that neighborhood because it's right down the street from me. It's 35 miles an hour. It's a 4-lane street. So it is going to be close to the road, and it does look like it's covering about a third of the signage from that picture that I could see. I don't know if that matters to anyone. I'm kind of along with Jackie with it's kind of starting to look neglected. I don't know if that will help anyone make a decision.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you.
Anyone else like to cut? Yeah, Jackie.
I made the motion, what the heck? So I figure if we're going to talk about this, we ought to at least have something to talk about, right? A motion is something to talk about. I'm wondering if we shouldn't get a little more information, like when the sign went up, what the rules are in Joliet. Because, I mean, honestly, if the guy's going to spend money to hack away a tree, which I don't think he can kill, because I look at all the ones the electric company hacks away, and they're just god-awful in the wintertime when you look at them. And these trees are still living, right? And they have mutilated them. Why they didn't just take them down, but I digress. What the rules are in Joliet. I mean, he's going to spend money. We could trim the tree, or we could just tell him, lift your sign a little higher, right? I mean, we don't know the height, the adult height of the tree, the mature height of the tree. Maybe it's done growing. We don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know. I do think it would be important, though, to know what the Joliet rules are. I mean, because sometimes they have limits on the size of a sign, the height of the sign. We know they have limits on the lighting. You know, if this guy has no other choice other than to take his sign down and not use it anymore, that seems like an awfully big burden to put on a business owner. Again, and I don't know that he was there first. I don't know that the Forest Preserve was there first, you know. There's a lot of things I don't know. So maybe I need to withdraw my motion and ask the chair to get more information for us.
We could do that, or we could take a vote now to pass it to full board, whatever you prefer, since it's your
Okay,
motion.
yeah, we could take a vote, and then you can get more information by next week. Fingers crossed. FOIAs are 5 days when they operate properly. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you're good with your motion. We do have a second. I see no other comments.
Can I make one point of order?
Yeah,
Just a point of order. The motion is directing the Forest Preserve staff to begin talking to Lamar about that. So that's what the motion would be if it's passed.
I guess I need to amend it slightly, and also talking to Lamar, they need to talk to the city of Joliet, just to get all the facts so that we can bring this to the full board for a final decision.
Okay, so there's a motion to amend that needs to be seconded.
all right, we have a motion to amend. We have a second. Can I have is there discussion on the amendment?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with talking to Joliet except for one thing. Joliet is not unincorporated, so that's us. So we don't go by their rules, we go by our rules, so it's a completely different animal.
Is this unincorporated, Steve?
If it's in Joliet, then Joliet would be here and it's not us.
No, it's our tree.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got screwed up. But you know what, Okay, I shut my mouth. Hey, I'm allowed to make mistakes every so often, right? I'm a human being.
All right,
I
had
second the
discussion.
motion.
I
We-
had discussion.
in a minute. Let's get this squared away. We do have a motion to amend, and we do have a second. Do we have discussion on just the amendment?
I do.
Okay, Dan.
I just think that bringing in another party at this part is just gonna make this thing more complicated. I mean, it's a simple thing for the Forest Preserve to advise them on how to trim the tree. And if we are gonna allow them, just to keep it simple.
As chair, I tend to agree. I think we're making this way more complicated than we need to, but that's up to the committee at this point. Okay. Motion and second on the amendment. Roll call, please.
Yes, please.
Jackie, can you restate the amendment?
Sure, that in addition to the Forest Preserve gathering information on themselves and Lamar, that they also get, and begin discussions with Lamar, they also get information from the city of Joliet so that we have, you know, a better historical picture. And then also know, and now I'm getting really long-winded, but also know what the rules are in the city of Joliet. There's rules on signage. We don't know that this guy couldn't jack his sign up 5 more feet. We don't know how many more feet the tree is going to grow. I mean, there's a lot of information we don't have. And if we're even going to consider this, we need all of that information.
Okay. All right, I called for a roll on the amendment.
Dean Schlottman. Yes. Balich. Yes. Williams. Yes. Coleman. Yes. Freeman. Yes. Berkowitz. Yes. Trainier. Yes. Pretzel. Van Dyne.
Not that it matters, but I'm a no. All right, so
7-1.
the amendment passes. Now we are opening up for discussion on the direction as amended. Julie?
Joe, if I understand correctly, Lamar Advertising doesn't own the parcel that the billboard sits on, or do they? Because that's another.
We would have to clarify that.
Right, and I believe they don't. So again, this is another, they don't necessarily own that land. They're renting to use that billboard. So I was going to say we should include that in the amendment, but.
Well, the amendment is dealing with Joliet anyway, so. Okay. Any further discussion on the amendment, the motion as amended to go to full board? Can I have a roll call?
Dean Schlottman. Yes. Balich. Yes. Williams. Yes. Coleman. Yes. Freeman. Yes. Berkowitz.
I'm sorry, is this to have the tree trimmed or cut down, or just to get more information? Okay, then I'm a yes.
Trainier.
Yes.
Pretzel. Van Dyne.
Yes.
8. In agreement.
8-0?
Yes.
All right, 8-0. It does go to full board. Is that correct, Brian? All right, thank you. Okay. No need for executive session this morning. Reports, there are 3 reports provided. Are there any questions or concerns about any of the reports? I see none. Says our next meeting date will be Thursday, May 4th, 2023 at 9 a.m. here at the Will County Office Building. Are there any comments by the public? Anyone from the public wishing to speak? Any comments provided via email? There were none? Okay. Any comments by commissioners? Public comment? Yeah. Okay. Ralph, any other comments by our executive director?
No, I have none today.
Okay. All right. Motion to adjourn. Second, Williams. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your morning. Okay. What's that? Yeah, I'm gonna slide it over here, and I don't know if you want this back or you want me to just, okay. You know what, Lisa, that would be handy. If you could bring a copy of this, please. Okay, thank you. Oh, this sheet right here would be great, because then I got everybody's name, I can kind of. You did?
I'll send it to you. I have it. Absolutely. I'll bring it.
Okay.
I'll bring it.
Some papers.
Yeah,
On paper
I
is
know,
better, that way I can.
I totally agree.
No, we have finance right now. All right, Jim.
I'm not trying to push out.
No,
Hey, you know what? I always thought the money part was harder to discuss.
I know, right? Like, oh my God.
It may not be harder to discuss, but it's way more exciting.
Okay. I say we just get going.
Yeah. Right into it.
All right. Excuse me? I'd like to call the,
Yo, Adam.
Yeah. You know, I think I gotta move slow. I'd like to call the Thursday, April 6th, 2023 Finance Committee meeting to order. Al, could I have you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know we've got a number of things today, so I just wanted to get us moving along. So thank you, everybody. Lisa, can I have a roll call, please?
Ogala. Here. Butler. Here. Williams. Winfrey. Here. Logan. Here. Rivas. Here. Ortiz. Here. Costa. Here. Richmond.
Here.
Also present Treasurer Newquist. Here. Vice President Parker. And President Mueller. We have 9. We have a quorum.
All right, we have a quorum. So first line item up is the schedule of the bills. I need a motion in the amount of $1,166,390.78. Do I have a second? A roll call, please.
Ogala. Yes. Butler. Yes. Williams. Yes. Winfrey. Yes. Logan.
Yes.
Rivas.
Yes.
Ortiz. Yes. Costa. Yes. Richmond.
Yes.
We have 9.
So, all right, bills are passed. Next up is the approval of minutes, line items number 1 and 2. I need a motion to postpone those to a future meeting.
Motion postponed.
Previous. Second. All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, motion passes. Third line item is the minutes for March 2nd. Can I get a motion? All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passes. There is no old business, new business. We have one item. It's the approval of resolution number 23-03 authorizing LPL Financial to act as a third-party clearing firm for Stofan Agazi Investments LLC on behalf of the Forest Preserve District of Will County. All right, any discussion?
Yeah, I have a question.
All right,
So what are the various financial instruments that are being invested in? Are they like anything like extremely risky? Is it like something very low level? I'm just asking out of curiosity.
no, you ask a good question, because Ralph and I did have a discussion the other day, so I'm going to turn it over to him, and he can just.
Great, and I
run
figured
us
he had
through
more
this.
information, so.
Yes.
Yeah, so no, we are not allowed to invest in very risky things. So what Stofan Agazi assists us with are mostly CDs and T-bills. So, yeah.
Annette?
So is Stofan and Gazi walking away, and have we had the executive director and director of finance participate before?
Yes, and Stofan Agazi is not. We've been working with them since 2013, but they switched third-party affiliates. So they were with a previous firm, now they're switching to LPL, and this is a requirement of LPL where you designate us.
Okay.
We've previously been designated for other firms.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? I don't see any. Previous roll call? Second? All right. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, motion passes. There is no need for executive session today. Reports, we've got one, the quarter capital improvement status report. Anybody have any questions on that? I see none. All right, our next meeting date is Thursday, May 4th, immediate following the Operations Committee meeting, but no earlier than 9:15 a.m. at the Will County Office Building, 302 North Chicago Street here in Joliet. Comments from the public? Oh, okay, all right. Anybody in the back have any comments? Any other comments? Anybody? I know Ralph does have one comment.
I do. At our last meeting, I talked a little bit about a mailer that you had received, that you should have received from our auditors, called an SAS. Some of you still have not filled that out. If you could fill that out for us, we would be greatly appreciative, because it's holding up our audit. So we will email each of you to just remind you if you have not yet submitted that form.
And if anybody has any questions, they can just reach out to you after the meeting or at a future date and get that taken care of.
Sure thing.
Okay, great, thanks, Ralph. Any comments by any of the commissioners? I see none. Can I get a motion to adjourn? All in favor? Meeting adjourned. Get us back on schedule. All right.